Hello, 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 everybody. My name is Chris Aviles. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on this pale blue dot. I know we have a global audience with us today, and we thank you for joining us as we talk about Minecraft and education and game-based learning in the classroom. My name is Chris Aviles, and I am super excited to have with me Garrett.Zimmer and Adam Clarke, two Minecraft experts and streamers, and two more talented people in the world of Minecraft you could not find, and we're expecting a third sometime soon. So we're going to talk a little bit again today about Minecraft and education, how you could get started. But like every good ed camp, this is a conversation. So you'll see on my lower third my Twitter. We also have the Q&A section open. And what we would love to hear from you is questions and things that you've always wanted to know. You've wondered about Minecraft. Twitter is probably going to be the best way to get a hold of us. So if you want to tweet me with any questions for our expert panel about Minecraft, that would be fantastic. But I'm going to let the gentlemen give you the introductions. We're going to talk to first Mr. Garrett.Zimmer. Garrett, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing, Chris?
Good, man. So tell us a little bit about you, Minecraft, what you're up to.
Great, great. Let me first of all say hi to everybody else out there. I want to thank everybody who's watching because it's an amazing opportunity to speak with you guys. I think from a business person's perspective, from a Minecrafter's perspective, I'm so passionate about what you teachers do. You really give us a future, and that's really what it's all about. So as far as what I'm up to, I'm PBJellyGames. I'm a Minecraft YouTuber, and I have particularly dealt with child-friendly content. So I'll continue to do that, and I've also developed MineGage EDU over the last number of months, and we've basically been trying to develop game-based learning fun curriculum for educators so that you can basically plug and play Minecraft into the classroom without taking a lot of time.
Outstanding. And let's go over to Adam. Adam, sir, how you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you. It's great to be here. And yeah, so a little bit about me. So my name's Adam Clarke, and I kind of play Minecraft for a living now, which is a really fortunate place to be. For me, Minecraft started. I was a kind of person. I had been a teacher for a while, and I taught as in sort of secondary schools, and I taught multimedia when it was before it became really computerized. But the early days of multimedia. After that, I went freelance, and I was a digital artist, and I worked for many years in lots of different schools all around north of England. And slowly over time, I started bringing in video games to schools, and slowly I found Minecraft, and that's I started actually bringing Minecraft into schools, and much to the despair of some of the teachers, I think, while we're in there. But I kind of knew, I had an inkling that it was an interesting thing to happen, and I think over time I've done more and more work, and that's when I first started doing a YouTube channel. It was basically I was doing a workshop with people, and then I used YouTube to be able to share and leave behind part of me. So I'd do something face to face with people, and then I'd make a YouTube video and then say, look, if you want to find out more, there's the YouTube video. Go back, watch it when you can, and stuff like that. Since then, I've also used Minecraft more famously with Tape Britain, which is the big gallery in England, and there's 3 galleries in fact: Tate Britain, Tate Modern, Tate Liverpool, and actually Tate St Ives. But I work with Tate Britain to produce a Minecraft worlds, Minecraft worlds that of artworks that you can literally walk into and experience, like the history of art. Like, why are these paintings on the walls in the first place? And we're really using Minecraft as the sort of engaging source, to encourage people into that story, to tell a story and a narrative about art. And so Minecraft is that kind of engagement, and I could, Tate Britain were very interested in that kind of stuff, and ever since then I kind of come up with interesting and unusual ways of kind of engaging people with Minecraft. From then also we've done all sorts of different things, too many really to sort of describe to you. I've used it with medicine, with kind of teaching within the NHS and stuff, within schools. using it for map making and stuff as well. And more recently, I've been working with Stampy Longnose, a very famous children's YouTuber who uses Minecraft a lot, and we've been making a show called WonderQuest. And WonderQuest is kind of an educational Minecraft show where we're looking at the curriculum or Common Core, and we're sort of delivering Common Core kind of grade 2 Common Core stuff, and we've done it kind of season 1, and we're working on season 2. So we're looking at all that kind of lovely stuff, wrapping all up in Minecraft and sort of delivering it to the world at large. And that's kind of, you know, a small section of what I do, what I'm doing at the moment.
Awesome. And so here's the question that I want to start with. And Garrett, I'm going to ask you this first, and it's going to kind of branch off, I think, this question. The first thing I want to ask Garrett is, why Minecraft? You know, I'm not that old. I've played video games since, you know, I was maybe 2 or 3 years old. And if I had to bet whether or not Minecraft would be successful when I first saw it, I would have never have bet for it. You know, in this age of you know, graphics and all that stuff. Why do you think Minecraft is so successful? What is it about Minecraft?
I agree with you wholeheartedly, Chris. I mean, Minecraft was not my first choice. The reality is, I've been a gamer all my life, and I've always dealt with gaming. But I'm a business guy. That's what I've done. I've you know, been in that world for the longest time. I'm an education guy. I sit on educational boards, and you know, in Minecraft, gaming, it was just never a big part. My games that I played were these really, really graphically intensive ones. And then I took a step back from a business that I was starting to develop, and I looked and I watched on YouTube, and I saw what Stampy Longnose was doing in Minecraft. And I was like, wait a second, hold on. This is creativity. This is just beautiful, brilliant creativity. The ability to, you know, create these amazing immersive environments and these amazing things is just such a challenge. I want to take on that challenge. And then it turned into YouTube. I want to take on that challenge. So with Minecraft, for me, it is this, I say this a lot about Minecraft. Minecraft is easy to get started with. It is medium to really get a handle on. It is difficult to get to the, you know, mid-amateur level, and it's tough to get to the professional level. And this happens in command blocking, this happens in map building, it happens in everything. But there's a part for Minecraft for everyone. There is a place in Minecraft where everyone, whatever their talents, whatever their strengths, whatever their desires, is there. And that's one thing that I talk to teachers a lot about, is when you're, and I know I'm tying into a future question, but when you're putting Minecraft into the classroom, we have to recognize that Minecraft is made up of a completely unique audience. There are some people who like survival, some people who like PvP, some people who like Hunger Games, some people who like building, some people who like redstoning and command blocking, and some people who like designing, like Adam. And we need to find a way to kind of cater to all of that. And that opportunity to basically take every part that I wanted to put into there, it was there for me in Minecraft. And I think that's the potential that it holds, is to be something for everybody.
I like that. And so, Adam, I'm going to ask you a similar question. As a former educator, why is Minecraft taking off in schools? What is it now that so many people are being drawn to both use this in the classroom and assess with it in the classroom? Why do you think that it's finding a place in education where, I mean, no other game, I think, has done this since what? Oregon Trail, and Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego?
Absolutely. And those were my first. Yeah, I think when I first came across Minecraft, I was researching something called Second Life, okay, and what I was searching for within Second Life was an open world collaborative digital space where lots of people from around the world could meet and collaborate and be creative together. And so I was looking at kind of ways that young people could collaborate with a teacher, maybe think about teachers who weren't in the same location. So we live rurally here in Cumbria, and we don't have, I think we're quite isolated. And I think what I'd like to do is I'd like to talk to kind of fantastic educators around the world. So Minecraft allowed us to do that in ways that I've never really before kind of imagined. As far as like why I think Minecraft is taking off in schools at the moment is because Minecraft doesn't have a solid story behind it. Okay, there's no you can hang any reason or any narrative or any kind of lesson plan around the structure of Minecraft. So Minecraft is literally an open sandbox world where you, the teacher, or the kind of the classroom leader, or even you as a kind of a group or collaborative group of people, can decide which direction you want to go in. And there are so many directions that you can go in. It's so open, and in a way that's part of its joy, but also kind of part of its pain. So if you haven't got any ideas, you're going to find Minecraft troubling. But if you have got some ideas, and maybe these conversations like this we're having right now are about kind of inviting people to kind of think about it and kind of think about molding it. I often think about Minecraft as from a creative and an artistic point of view as a medium that I can invest time into. So we can kind of and it keeps on interesting me. But yeah, I think that's why teachers are finding it so good, because there are hundreds of different ways of using it, and there seems to be a never-ending supply of ways of using it, and it's so engaging for young people, especially sometimes the hard to engage young people who we kind of want to kind of engage with all the time.
Yeah, and I think that's a big part of it too. Is I think this kind of just appeals the more my Minecraft journey started about 6 months ago, and in September I'm going to launch a full year-long Minecraft class, among other offerings in this innovation space we're making in my district. And that's one thing I'm starting to notice, is it does appeal to all these different kids for different reasons. And so I think that's really cool. But what I was wondering, I had to go, I went out on recess and I found a bunch of 4th graders to teach me how to play Minecraft. So I know you guys had a lot more experience. So Garrett, what I wanted to know is, what ways are you seeing Minecraft used in education that's impressed you so far?
Great question, Chris. I think I want to cover what's impressed me in terms of what I'm seeing. I have been, and again, I go back to, it's got to be something for everybody, right? There has to be an approach that works for one kid, doesn't work for another, and that's a part of teaching. That's getting into that personalized learning for the student. That's what teachers are there for, is to help guide individual students to a better success. And with Minecraft, I love the maps that some of the people have created that do just that. They incorporate, they're focused on a particular subject. For example, a gentleman by the name of Dustin Carson. I'm going to shout you out, my friend, because your maths map was absolutely brilliant, because it tied in a little bit of the maths. It tied in, the volume, the metrics, dealing with all of that. So it got the curriculum there, but it tied it into a story. It tied it into an engagement. So what he did was he created this amazing world that basically the students came in and they were given a set amount of resources. And using those resources, they had to build up their own store. And they had to create their own store. And they had to measure it and detail it and do all of this. So what they're doing is he's putting the children in this real world situation. And it sits well with me because, I'm in business and that's what I do. But it's beautiful because the kids actually got to walk through and do business. They got to walk through and understand, how does all of this fit together in the real world? And tying that to mathematics was just amazing. And to tie a story into it, that you are a shop owner and you have to do something. Here's your end goal. This is what you have to achieve, and you need to figure out how to get there. That's the key. And I think that's the key, that if you incorporate a story, if you incorporate questing, if you incorporate some level of role-playing, which kids are all about. I mean, World of Warcraft isn't, or wasn't one of the most, widely distributed games in the world for no reason.
So you think it's that immersion?
It's the immersion, but it's the ability for a student to take themselves out of the real world, in a sense, and put themselves into an environment where they feel comfortable. We're oftentimes not comfortable in our own skins, and children are the same, in my opinion. There's got to be this opportunity for them to really engage in it, and we have to drive that. So I think that's one of the best things that I've started seeing happening, is when a teacher can drive that type of immersion, that type of role playing. Adam Clarke, his Tate World's mouse. I have to say the brilliance of it to literally Tate World's. Which one was it, Adam? It was the toy shop. So they took toy shop and gave kids an opportunity to get engaged with art by saying, hey, go in and play inside this picture. You see the picture from the outside, but you're actually going into the picture. And they added a lot of gamification type techniques into there, badges and honors and things like that, that really just kept the engagement there. Those are the important things to me. And when I see that, I love it. I just say that is a map that's going to keep students engaged.
Love it. And so we have our first comment coming in via Twitter. And for those watching, we're having some difficulties with our Q&A. If you want to send us a tweet, you can hit me up at TechUpTeacher, and I'll bring it to the panel. But our first comment, though, Garrett, was for you, and that you have a fantastic radio voice.
He does have a great voice.
Do I answer that?
No, I don't.
They just wanted to let you know. But Adam, how about you? What are you seeing Minecraft being? How are you seeing Minecraft being used in education? That's been pretty impressive.
I think for me, I mean, there's so much amazing stuff going on out there, and if there's so much stuff that's happened already within education, from how a cell works, and someone blew up, made this giant living cell out of Minecraft, and then you could kind of go into that cell and have a look at it. I've seen a maths project which was all about kind of engaging people who weren't very good at maths with something that they're almost addicted to kind of figuring out their mathematical sums and equations. But I think for me, the kind of what impresses me most of all is what Minecraft offers is a space where you can involve the whole class within something. So sometimes we find it very difficult, I think, as teachers, to really kind of make sure that everybody is involved in the learning. So sometimes you get, when I was at school, for example, I was quite good at being the quiet one who didn't really say a lot in class, and I could kind of get away with a lot of stuff, not doing stuff and things like that, not engaging terribly well. And it's because I wasn't very engaged anyway. But with Minecraft, often you see people who the teachers kind of really surprised at their engagement. Suddenly there's this boy or girl who's making something, it's their time to shine, and it's moments like that, and in whatever kind of different structure that happens, those are the kind of stories that really make me smile when I hear about them, especially within when we're using Minecraft or games within learning. I mean, for me personally, we were talking about when Garrett was talking about Tate Worlds. We've had a couple of people say, "Oh, you're using video games, and it's not really." Well, what about the original artwork? You're replacing a video game with real art, and I suppose that's not really the point that we're doing. What we're actually doing is we're actually flagging up the fact that there is artwork out in the world, and we're allowing people to kind of investigate that for the first time, and that. We've had this lovely feedback from a mom who was saying, my children now want me to take them to the Tate Gallery and to have a look at the artworks that they've been playing on. And now I've got to go to London. We've got to do all this kind of stuff. She said it with a smile, but it was a great moment because that's exactly what I wanted to happen. I wanted them to think, well, why can't I do that? And of course, that's the beauty of Minecraft. It's accessible. And because it's so accessible, people think they can rather than they can't.
If I may jump in just for a quick second, because that is such an important point. That accessibility of Minecraft. The fact that I like to look at Minecraft as an equalizer. It is a great equalizer for $27. Right? If you're using Minecraft EDU, it's $18. Any child, regardless of their social status or status, regardless of the amount of money that they have, if we can get Minecraft into their hands, they can go and visit Egypt. They can go and visit Tate Worlds in London. They can go and see London. I mean, we at MineGage, we recreated Elizabethan London, 1600. They can go to the Globe Theatre, talk with Shakespeare. That's what's possible in Minecraft. It's that equalizer that You don't have to have $4,000 to spend on flights all over the world to go and see these amazing things and be inspired by other cultures, be inspired by art, be inspired by, just creative process that other people around the world have.
Yeah, and it's about leading to other sources. So if you think about Minecraft as it's not the end. It's often the beginning of a journey, and that journey begins with, oh, we played this video game, we've learned a little bit about this thing. What can I do to learn more? And often it's like, well, here's a book. Or here's a film, or here's something else. So it's about then accessing more materials, because by accessing more materials and by accessing different source materials, you as a creative person can then go and recreate your own materials within Minecraft yourself. And that's what I say to my young people when I work with them. I say, if you want to be a better builder, be better red. If you want to be a better kind of sculptor within Minecraft, look at different things. Go and see things, go and read books, go and investigate things like that. So that and they can suddenly see a library or an art museum or a school even, or science things as places where they can recreate stuff within Minecraft. Now that means that these are transferable skills that are going both ways, and I think that's the beauty of games, and possibly why Minecraft and other games, but Minecraft especially, is working so well.
And so, too, what I like, and I'm going to take this maybe from a different angle, as somebody who hasn't played much Minecraft. I've only been playing for about 6 months. We got a question who wanted to know more about what my innovation space was going to look like. And so what I'm really excited about, so my innovation space, it's kind of like a STEM lab or a maker space, but I try to stay away from those terms because I think they're very fatty. Who knows if that's going to be around in a year or two, because I think people are going to start to want stories and poems, when we fill this whole STEM gap that we have. So I think by calling it an innovation space, I can kind of make it whatever I want it to be. And so what I'm really excited, though, about using Minecraft is actually the things that you can do that don't involve playing the game. And that's what I've been really impressed. And I'll show you an example. I'll share my screen real quick. Using a program called Overviewer, I was able to turn a Minecraft world into a Google map. And so the way I'm going to deliver my curriculum to my kids, by turning on these markers and quests, they'll be able to zoom in and choose the signposts pop up, and they can choose what quest they want to do. And I just thought that was so cool, because now I'm thinking about my kids going out and making a map of the town and then putting historical markers or building something. And so the idea that I could build something in Minecraft and turn it into a Google map is really exciting. And the signposts are written with Python code. And about 6 months ago I was introduced to Raspberry Pi, and Minecraft on Raspberry Pi is just unbelievable. And I know, Adam, maybe it's old hat over in the UK, but Raspberry Pi is just hitting America, and people are just being blown away by what you can do with it. And so my kids can play Minecraft and code live and see those changes reflected in the game immediately. Or I know a lot of my kids, my district is a huge music district, and so you can use an app on the Raspberry Pi called Sonic Pi to make Minecraft play music. I love Tinkercad, and then I can build things in Tinkercad and then export it into Minecraft. And then from Minecraft, I can 3D print my worlds, or using MC Edit, I can import things. And so for me, a lot of what I'm really excited about with Minecraft and a lot of the innovation space stuff that I'm doing doesn't necessarily involve playing a lot of Minecraft, but I'm really excited about just the other opportunities it allows you to tap into from a STEM standpoint. I've seen some unbelievable things, and I always thought that was kind of neat too. But we do have a question for Garrett. Garrett, we have some early adopters of the MineGage Kickstarter, and they would like to know a little bit about what is going on, and that's from Regina Schaefer.
Well, Regina, I'd like to say thank you. So what's going on with MineGage? I'll kind of explain the process. It started in a vision in my head that we have teachers who are getting Minecraft in the classroom, and everybody is getting on board. And the question is, how do we make sure that that's into curriculum, game-based, fun for the kids, all at the same time? And I can tell you, it takes a lot of work. So what we wanted to do is basically provide educators with plug-and-play modules. Literally, we build the game, we build the Minecraft experience, the immersive experience. What you see in that Kickstarter video is a flyover of this Elizabethan London world. And each of those modules that, when we finally complete them, will be based on specific grade points and co-curricular. So they will include a maths module, may include math, science, history, a little bit of everything, and kind of go from there. And this is just something that you can download, drop into Minecraft. No need to play around with mods or anything like that. We've got that covered. And it's connected to curriculum. And the key is, on the back end, you're able to actually see where the student went, who they talked to, what quest characters they interacted with. So it provides an amazing opportunity for teachers to basically see where the real learning is happening, but not have to really guide and direct every single student. Students can, if you want, guide themselves. And by doing that, they stay engaged in the game. And then those students that do need work, need a little bit more guidance, you see all that information and you can do that. So we're launching the Kickstarter campaign. We just launched it this morning, actually. And you know, our goal is to really make Minecraft in education and game-based learning, bring back fun into education, because you know, kids need to be engaged. It's such an important thing. And all these ways that Chris is talking about, adding those little quest points, what Adam does with Tape Worlds, what WonderQuest does with you know, the curriculum that they teach, it does it in such a way where the kids, I believe it's Randy Pausch. Randy Pausch was a rather famous guy, taught at Carnegie Mellon University, and he's the author of The Last Lecture. He died of cancer, and his last lecture was all about chasing your childhood dreams. But one of the things that he always talked about in how he taught at Carnegie Mellon was the head fake method. You've got to head fake students. When you get them to learn and they don't even know that they're learning, or they don't see it as learning or as education, that's when they're engaged in it, and that's when they become passionate about it. And that's what I just want to see, that for all kids around the world, to just be passionate about their own education and get right into it.
Awesome. And so, Adam, I'll ask this question to you because this was a follow-up question from Regina. And I've also gotten it from a couple other people, Mr. Reed on Twitter. So where does a teacher start who has no idea what Minecraft is, how to play? Somebody was asking, is there a platform or a tutorial system that a teacher can get involved in to learn how to play? I mean, does a teacher even have to know how to play? Because I'll admit I'm not really that good at all, but I'm excited to try and learn along with the kids. But so, Adam, where do teachers start as somebody who, as an expert, has used this in their classroom? How do those that have no idea start to do this?
Yeah, it's a great question, and I think one of the things about Minecraft is it's so daunting for grown-ups. And yet so easy and accessible for children that it's an amazing thing to watch when you see the two worlds colliding. I think for teachers, I think one of the first things you can do is YouTube is going to be your friend. Okay, so YouTube is a great place to start kind of learning about these things. It's whenever I always go to YouTube to find out and to learn about things for myself, and that goes along when I'm researching about new maps within Minecraft. Obviously, I'm a little further along now. I think over the next 12 months, what we're going to see is a huge amount of access for people who have never ever played Minecraft at all, and that's basically because we've now got Microsoft heading up their own kind of Minecraft education stuff. So, and I think what we're going to see is a lot of people kind of trying to help you. I've got my own channel, and it's called a playlist called 101 Ideas for Minecraft Learners, and that's all. That channel started really to sort of try and help teachers and parents use Minecraft in a much more creative and kind of engaging way. And it's just like here's 100 ideas. One of them might stick. I don't think you need to have deep experience and deep learning and understanding of Minecraft to kind of use it in your classroom. If you're using something like Minecraft EDU, then that gives you some classroom tools to kind of control classrooms, to kind of sort things out within a whole classroom, 30 kids at a time, or maybe even more. We're going to Northern Ireland in September, and we're going to be doing it with 50 kids at a time. So we're going to be having Minecraft EDU with 50 kids all running on the same server. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be really good fun. But again, with Minecraft EDU and with other bits and pieces, there's training associated with it, and I would always get some hands-on training and get some space and time. What teachers don't have a lot of, but what they actually need is that you do need some space and time to sort of just sit down with this stuff and just spend some little time just sort of helping yourself get used to it all. So that's kind of CPD, continual professional development time. You're going to need to take some time to play video games, which is just the greatest thing ever, really.
There could be worse things than having to play video. But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of this too is some of it, I guess, is so new. Like I said earlier, I don't think Minecraft is a game that I would play in my own time for fun. But when I see how excited my kids are, I feel I owe it to them to at least explore options to bring what they're passionate about into my class. And that sounds, to line up exactly what you were saying, is get a copy, jump in, and maybe do like I did, is go grab some kids on recess.
Yeah.
My kids couldn't be more excited to teach me.
Exactly. I think for a lot of people, one of the first stages is to create a club and do an after-school club, and those kind of environments immediately help the teacher and the students kind of bond and then think about things for the future, and maybe then to get it into formal classroom situations where you feel confident about delivering a formal class. I think also kind of just follow me on Twitter, and you'll find what I tend to do is I'll tend to flag up anything interesting that I think is cool in Minecraft. So like earlier on this week we were doing 3D printing, so we're using the Raspberry Pi version of Minecraft, and then we were taking that map out of the Raspberry Pi, putting it into MC Edit, and then putting it onto a normal version of Minecraft, and then scooping that out and making that into a 3D print, so our 3D printer could print it out. Now, for kids to do that, we're talking about Minecraft is a computer-aided design tool, yeah. So we can go as young as 5. So I had a 5-year-old making 3D sculptures, and then we printing them out using a 3D printer. So it's that kind of weird digital alchemy from something that's a digital artifact into something that's a real plastic artifact in their hands, and they can see that the fact that they can see the design process that they're actually using, and then we can start using language like the design process. We can use language like iteration, and we can start bringing all those words together within a playful environment where young people are just having a go and trying something out, building something, changing it, and iterating it all the way. So those kind of things, even for 5, 6, 7, or 8-year-olds, is just a joy to do, and dead simple too. So it's about where you want to kind of place your kind of ideas. I mean, there's I look at kind of maths, I look at English language and narrative storytelling, and I look at kind of art and art history, and those are kind of my kind of 3 big things. And then within WonderQuest, we're looking at the whole shebang, all the way across the curriculum, from magnets to the environment and to kind of wildlife and environmental stuff as well. So the things that we can do with it, for me, Minecraft is cracked open to allow so much stuff to be accessible for me as an artist and a creator to create this kind of content for people to consume and to learn from, and then to go on their own journey too.
Awesome. And now to be mentioned, reaching out to you on Twitter, do you just want to let them know your Twitter name so they can find you?
Yeah, so it's The Common People, all one word. I don't know how to write it into this little thing.
Don't worry about it. But that also kind of goes into maybe my next question. Teachers are probably going to have to do a lot on their own, and you mentioned YouTube and reaching out on Twitter. Garrett, my question is, I think, or I hope most people know about Minecraft EDU by Joel, who's an absolute rock star, and his tools that are built into Minecraft EDU really allow a teacher to control what happens in the game. But besides Twitter and besides maybe Minecraft EDU and YouTube, are there any other places that teachers who are passionate about Minecraft and using it in the classroom, is there anywhere else that they can connect? Do you know of any groups, or is there anything out there, for me, if I wanted to surround myself with other experts, where would I go to find people?
I think, honestly, Twitter has got to be my favorite place for actually connecting, even though, now there's going to be more people going into the Twitter chat of Minecraft EDU. I think it's important that everybody gets into that conversation. We've got huge Twitter chats about ed tech and, ed chats and everything like that. Get yourselves into hashtag Minecraft EDU. That is going to be a good place. The other place that I would recommend is let's go right back to Microsoft, who is, going to start bending over backwards to try and make sure that resources are available and there's a connected community of Minecraft teachers and educators, and they've launched their education.minecraft.net site. It is going to be a valuable tool. MineGage is, once we get the program set and functional and ready and perfect and everything we've got through this crowdfunding campaign, we'll also have a support resource on our back end where teachers can connect. Twitter is a great place to be. If you watch the YouTube videos that are out there, you're going to start to get to know the people who are involved in this community, especially, and I tweet them out all the time, especially people like Dustin Carson. We've got, it's slipping my mind, I apologize, he's a gentleman, he's over in North Korea, not North Korea, sorry, South Korea, and he's over there and he actually teaches young kids with Minecraft. And it's absolutely fantastic what he does. So we'll follow Adam, follow myself. We will continue and constantly be tweeting out about Minecraft. In fact,
and it's a warm community of people as well, where I'm constantly connected to Twitter. So if people have got a question, even like late at night or in the early morning, not depending on where you are in the world, I will generally reply and often point you in another direction. Like I might be able to help you, but this guy in Australia is going to definitely help you. Or so we've got a wealth of knowledge that I think, and this is the great thing about the Minecraft community. So I'm stepped in both camps, and so is Garrett, really. We're in that YouTuber camp, which is connected to the kind of the game and where it's come from and all that kind of stuff. And then we're also connected to the wider education camp and cultural camp, where people are using Minecraft to do amazing things. From Northern Ireland has just been created in Minecraft as well, at 1 to 50 scale, just sensational stuff.
Awesome. I just had a thought too. What might be helpful is educators often have a day of the week where we have Twitter chats. I wonder if there's a Minecraft Twitter chat, and if not, we should probably create one so we can start, connecting once a week or something like that.
Yeah, there's a Google Plus group called Minecraft in Education, there's a Mind Chat channel that's run by Colin Gallagher, and he teaches at the International School in Singapore, and he's a good person to connect to as well, and often will push you in different directions and give out links and stuff like that. The Google Plus group is great because often if you've got a question or a kind of a help me thing, then loads of people will just chuck into there as well. I think there's a few other different communities out there as well. So I think what we'll do is we'll just tweet them out later on so people can have access.
I know that there's a Google Plus community, but there's also a Google group as well that I'm a part of.
That's it. Yeah.
They've been fantastic in helping me get started with all of this. But we got a great question, and I think it's one that a lot of people have, and unfortunately I don't have a good answer, but maybe you guys do. We have a teacher who's passionate, we got kids who want to use Minecraft, but what do we do about districts who don't have the money or won't put up the money to do that kind of thing? And especially I know for me, one of the potential issues was, as everybody moves toward Google and Google Chrome and Chromebooks, it leaves a lot less opportunities for PCs. I know personally, I took some Chromebooks in my district and I installed Linux on them, and we're going to play Minecraft through Linux. So we can, that is possible if you didn't know. That is one workaround. And if you search for a guide or something like that, there's a few guides out there that will show you how to install Linux on a Chromebook. But do you guys know of any way? I mean, that's a tough question because I could see a lot of districts having that problem when it comes down to textbooks versus Minecraft, and you need the PCs, which we're moving away from. That's really tough. So, do you guys have or know anything about some advice on that topic?
I think there are two answers for me, and if I could just go first, I'll just say, so obviously, Minecraft is often in everybody's homes anyway. Okay, so that's what appeals to me, and that's why I'm reaching out to trying to do a sort of a global audience. The second thing is we opened a studio up 2 years ago, and we didn't have any technology in there at all. We didn't have a phone in there for a year, let alone anything else. And what I did is I started a Kickstarter campaign. Well, it was an Indiegogo kind of thing, or one of those things, and we tried to raise money to get Raspberry Pi computers. Okay, and I raised about enough to get about 6, and then the Raspberry Pi Foundation got in touch and said, "How many do you want?" And I said, well, 10, and we were given 10. But then we used the rest of that money then to buy monitors and other bits and pieces, peripherals. So I think basically you can do it cheap and cheerful, and you can still get, because the Raspberry Pi comes with a free version of Minecraft. Hasn't got any monsters in, hasn't got anything else in, but it's got something even better. So you've got TNT, for example, in there, and unless you learn how to code, you can't blow it up. So you have to, it's like, what's the best thing you can do when you're a kid in Minecraft? It's blow stuff up. Right now, the only way you can do that is to learn how to do code in Python. So it's like the gateway drug to further coding. It's absolutely glorious, and through the explosive power of TNT, I've got so many kids, including my own son, who's 7 years old now, to learn how to code just because of that thing there. And I would actually encourage, for me, the Raspberry Pi 25 quid. I don't know what it is in dollars or Canadian dollars or whatever, but it's pretty cheap. Okay, it's meant to be cheap because it's meant to be a kind of an accessible way in, for people to learn how to program, and it's got, it's really nice, juicy little power machine, and there are resources, and I'm sure, Garrett, you're probably investigating ways of delivering resources for the Raspberry Pi 2. There's another project called Geo something, which I'll remember later on, but they've got Mount Snow. Yeah, Geocraft, and I was involved with Geocraft early on, and then left them to it. But they've got things like Mount Snowdon and other kind of topographical data that you can have for your Raspberry Pi computer. So glorious in a way. So I would say for the digital divide, go that way. For people who are on Chromebooks, I agree, it's a pain. But I think Microsoft have got a lot of answers, and I think that's what they're coming up with. Windows 10 and stuff like that. Garrett?
I got to jump in because, the Raspberry Pi is great. Again, if you're dealing with, 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds and the young ones as well, it may not necessarily work to try and, teach them how to code at that level. But there's also, we have this amazing crowdsourcing. Like, we just launched a crowdsourcing campaign. People give, if it's important enough. People give, and education is the most important thing in our society. We cannot lose sight of that. And there are groups out there. You look at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. You look at the government of the United States. You look at the amount of money that's been invested by private equity funds into ed tech companies, because education is so valuable and getting it right is so important. Use sources like Donors Choose. Use sources like crowdfunding campaigns. Go to those places if your administrator is unable to afford it. But I can tell you this, all right? If the value is seen, the money will be there. Somebody will come forward and give it. One of the things that we're doing, and one of the big reasons why we're running the crowdfunding campaign, is because we want to be able to subsidize those schools who just can't afford it. it has to be done, and there are people out there who are willing to give. So use your donors choose, set yourselves up accounts, make sure there are plenty of opportunities, and we're going to be putting together a resource list of all kinds of different funding groups who are interested in funding educational initiatives, so that teachers can come to us and say, here's a list. Yeah, you know what, I think I might fit this donor, and take it from there, and be able to afford to put Minecraft in their classroom, be able to afford the equipment, be able to afford the MineGage software, and get everything taken care of. But don't be hesitant to ask, because it's too important to not ask for the money. And if your school really can't afford it, we'll find a way. Somebody will find a way.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of, as I was thinking more about this, some of the ways, you know, I think I might solve this problem if I ran into it. I know when I used to teach at the high school I worked at, we had no devices. And I wound up asking parents, if you have any old laptops that you're not using, any old desktops, we would love to have them. And sometimes they would need to get fixed, so then you tap the kids who, you know, kind of know how to do that. That's like an extra little project. But yeah, Garrett, you mentioned Donors Choose, which is fantastic, donorschoose.org. I've never had anything not get funded on donorschoose.org. But there's another one too that's kind of up and coming called Pledge Sense. That's another that's another one for educators that has a lot of great opportunities for you to get, you know, that kind of stuff that you need. So I would tell you, you know, check out your Kickstarters, your Indiegogos, your Donors Choose, your Pledge Sense, and I think that's maybe how you could, you know, make that happen.
And if you need any advice, or you're not sure how to start looking at fundraising and crowdfunding, don't hesitate to contact me. I'm always happy to see a teacher succeed, and I will give you any advice that I can, or point you in the right direction.
Yeah, and we'll retweet like for everybody.
Yeah. Well,
I
between
think too,
Mark and I, got tons of Twitter followers that, you know, if it's for a good cause, we will make sure that it gets out there, that the word is.
And I think too, teachers using their biggest advocates are going to be the kids. If the kids are the ones saying that we want this, look what we can do, I think that'll help out a lot too. So send your kids to the board meeting, and, you know, tell your kids, well, I mean, you probably don't even have to tell them how excited, you know, a kid would be when they go home and hear that they might get to use Minecraft in class. Yeah, go ahead.
If I may, this is, and I know I keep going back to the MineGage thing, but it's because I've thought about all of these challenges that have been there. And one big thing is, how do you prove to administrators that it's working? And there are so many ways, and this is one of the reasons why I wish Dragnoz was able to be here, Johan. Sadly, he was trapped in traffic in Barcelona, and you know, there's not much we can do. But he is a command blocker, and what he does is the advanced programming stuff. So he takes what can't be done typically with Minecraft, and he makes it possible. And it's that type of thing. If you take a look at Dragnoz's channel, and you take a look at Sparks, or his name is Accidental Games, and even Adam will probably have some resources that he can fire out. There are so many little things that can be done using command blocks, and scoreboarding is what it's called, to track what's going on in the classroom, to track what's going on in Minecraft. And by learning that, and putting together your modules and your lessons and maps and things like that, and making sure that you can see where the scoring is, where the learning is, who people are talking to, and what's being said. That type of thing is so valuable, because then you can tie that right back to the curriculum, and you can prove to your administrator, look, this is before Little Johnny. This is after Minecraft with Little Johnny. And Little Johnny is doing so much better, and here are the results to prove it. Here's the actual scores. Here is the responses that he gave. And being able to prove that is typically, in my opinion, going to help with any of those funding concerns from administrators who say, well, you know, the money's not there. Because if they see it working, the money will be there. And if it's not, then, you know, there's the crowdfunding. Sorry, Chris.
No worries. But we have a few minutes left. So here's how we'll wrap up. I'll give you guys about a minute each. Adam, I'll ask you first. So what does the future hold? Where do you see this going? You know, whether from the fact that Microsoft bought Minecraft, and they showed the, what was it, the Holo computer?
HoloLens, yeah.
HoloLens. I mean, so where do you see this going, Adam? What's it going to look like in the next couple of years?
I think what we're reaching a pinnacle of where Minecraft reaches is reaching the mainstream. So Minecraft has been the most insanely successful video game, most unexpected video game success story. In the last 5 years, and I think what happened was Microsoft bought it, and we were all a bit worried, to be honest. We were thinking, oh my gosh, they're going to ruin it and all this kind of thing. But I actually think that what's happened is that Microsoft don't want to make content; they want to make a platform for us all. So they've seen the value of what Minecraft has done, and that the fact that there's a community out there who are willing to kind of take charge and willing to create things for them using their platform, a little bit like Windows. I think that Microsoft are very excited about the future, and it's reinvigorated a whole team of people behind it. For me, the most exciting things are how can we use HoloLens within cultural venues like museums, within schools, and how HoloLens and the use of HoloLens with Minecraft can then become a transferable skill. So then we can use HoloLens and other three-dimensional and holographic devices so we can teach things that are impossible to see to groups of people. And I think this is probably the future of education, and we're on a tipping point within education where technology is becoming more and more ubiquitous, and so we will eventually stop calling digital things digital, and we'll start calling them things. It's just these are things that are they surround us. Okay, so I think and all the young people that we've got, the young people that are surrounding me, they know they've grown up with iPads and touchscreens and all this kind of stuff like that. That's going to have a vibrational effect to the world around us. Hopefully, what we'll see as well is we'll see a bit more equality within the world as well, where we can kind of start to join up those without to those with. So I think what I'm hoping is that Minecraft will become a place where ideas and creativity, both on an artistic level and also a kind of scientific and teaching level, can all come together in a lovely, juicy mixing pot, and we'll all have quite a lot of fun at the same time. And this will be the start of something brand new for the future.
Awesome, yeah, and I'll tell you, I've been very lucky. I've gotten to sit down 3 times now with Deirdre Quarnstrom, I think is how you say her last name.
Yeah.
I mean, and she said exactly what you just said, is that they don't want to make curriculum; they want to make the platform, and they're committed to keeping it as open and usable as it currently is. So, I know that was some of the concerns I brought for her. Is I was worried about subscriptions. I was worried about what it was going to look like going forward for education, and I was really impressed with what she had to say, because it really seems like they get it, and they're really excited to continue supporting this in education. Yeah, so I would definitely agree with that. Garrett, what do you think, man? What's it going to look like in the next couple of years?
I gotta tie first on to HoloLens. That the potential, the absolutely amazing and brilliant educational potential of a HoloLens. To just think, I mean, one of the biggest challenges for teachers today is a lack of time, right? And not necessarily a lack of time, but stretched time. How do you focus on individual students that need it, and then build a huge lesson map, and build this and build the curriculum and do this and do that? And the HoloLens is just brilliant because the teacher can be doing their own thing, and when a teacher or a student has a question, hands up, and the teacher literally just has to say, go to Johnny. And boom, that's how I see HoloLens. So I'm really, really excited about Microsoft's bringing in HoloLens on it. But I do agree as well that Microsoft is really going to power the future of Minecraft. I believe that Microsoft has a bent towards education. They see the value in it. They're making it move. And they're going to support that, and I'm very excited about that. But the biggest thing that excites me is game-based learning. All right, I am a gamer. I believe that all kids everywhere need to be more engaged, excited, and inspired by their education, and games do that. We've got 1.2 million dropouts in the U.S. alone. We have 64 million gamers. That's saying something. If we can find a way to make education a little bit more fun, to connect with gamification, to connect with game-based things, so that the student gets that head fake and they don't realize that, hey, this is learning. that, no, this is fun. And if we can make learning ubiquitous with fun, then that's the channel that we're at. And I think Minecraft has a true power to do that. So that's what I think the future is, and I think that, you know, more and more you're going to end up seeing resources about how do you put these game-based learning techniques in, how do you make the classrooms a little bit more fun, a little bit more interesting, a little bit more for each person. And that's the future that I want to see, and I think Minecraft, those teachers who are coming on board it, see it as well. And I think that those are the ones who really want to see that go in. Now it's just a matter of getting all the rest of the teachers who are a little bit on the fence about it to see the potential of it, to see the power of it. And we do that by sharing it. That's how Minecraft became huge, is we share the message. You know, we share what we do. And, you know, people will come because it's an amazing thing.
Yeah, and I think maybe that you summed it up best, is learning is fun, school is not, and we got to start changing that a little bit. And you know, technology and the passion and connection of teachers that we're seeing is going to make that possible. So otherwise, gentlemen, thank you so much. Garrett Zimmer, Adam Clarke. Please
Chris.
reach out on Twitter, ask your questions. The conversation does not stop here. Let's keep it going. Check out the Minecraft EDU hashtag. And you know, thank you guys very much. It's been fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Cheers now. Take care.
All right, guys.
Bye.